One winter afternoon, Thomas Edison and his neighbor, Henry Ford, took a stroll down Macgregor Boulevard, just a few blocks from the two gentlemen's winter estates. "The royal palms you planted are a fantastic addition to our street," Ford said. Having difficulty hearing his friend, Edison responded, "What's that you say?" and pointed his ear horn toward him. Ford repeated himself louder. Edison retorted, "Well, if the locals didn't want Fort Myers to be the first with street lights, I figured I could leave my mark another way." Of course, Edison, with over 1,000 patents and several revolutionary inventions, knew he had more than left his mark. "Did I ever tell you the story about how I became hard of hearing?" Edison asked Ford. Ford shook his head, said no, knowing his fellow inventor would have an interesting tale for him. "It all started with a train wreck. Now I know the doctors tell a different story, but it was a train wreck that started it all. I remember the loud bangs and screeches like yesterday. I was just 14 when it happened. When I realized what was happening, I saw another young passenger who would have died if I hadn't shielded him from the heavy luggage. He would have been crushed. His father rewarded me by teaching me how to operate a telegraph. I was fascinated and knew from that point on I wanted to invent things. Of course, we both know that one of my beauts was the phonograph. It was kind of tough to enjoy, though, with my limited hearing. I had to invent a way to listen to it, and thinking it over, I realized that the same vibrations that were recorded could be felt in the cabinet. Now I could sort of hear the phonograph by putting my ear on the cabinet, but whispers and faint sounds were out of the question. Remembering what my mother taught me about human anatomy when she homeschooled me, I figured out that the jawbone connects to the skull close to the ear, and knowing that sound travels better through solids than air, I figured I could bite into the cabinet. I gave it a try, and eureka, it worked. By biting into the cabinet, I could hear better through my teeth and jaw than my own ear. Thomas Edison, reflecting on his experience and overcoming his obstacle, realized it was as a result of accidents and tribulations that he became innovative and learned to problem solve. Perseverance was the key. He turned and said to Ford as they ended their stroll, "Our greatest weakness lies in giving up. The most certain way to succeed is always to try just one more time."